Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today we have so much news to talk about. You wouldn't like everything. We've got to talk about the CDC. It's cancellation day for Norwegian. Royal Caribbean has changed their mask policy again. We've got more information about Crystal Cruises, as well as some updates from on board the ships and some answers to some of our Let's Go family members' questions. And so first of all, I would like to welcome all of our Let's Go family members here, and we are really glad to have you with us, and also a big welcome to all of you who have found us. We're glad to have you come along with us. Also, if there is anyone here who hasn't subscribed yet, we would love it if you would consider subscribing to our channel. It will, we'd love to have you in the Let's Go family, and it will really help you also because everything is changing so quickly right now that it will really help you stay up to date with what is required if you want to cruise now, as well as just knowing what's going on in the cruise industry if you're considering cruising down the road. So first of all, I wanted to let you know though that every Monday night we do a live, which is always at 9 p.m. Eastern time. My husband and I always do that together. Well, on Saturday morning this week, so that's February 12th at 6 a.m. Mountain Time, so 8 a.m. Eastern Time, we are going to be doing a really special live. It is with the Down Under Cruisers. They have a charity that helps people go on a cruise who couldn't, but have a situation in their life that they would have an extra special need to do that. And so that is going to be just from 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And so be sure to go ahead and catch us. It's a little different this time. My husband's going to be the one because I'm finishing up my visit to our children, and I won't have good enough internet right then to join you, but I'm going to join him on the phone, on speakerphone, and in the comments. And so we're going to have a really nice time. So we would love it if you would come and join us there. So first of all, like I said, we've got a lot of updates. So Royal Caribbean has updated their mask policy again. As you might recall, before Omicron came along, Royal Caribbean had areas on the ship that were called vaccinated only areas. And if vaccinated people, as they went in there, they could remove their mask, as it was only for vaccinated people. So as Omicron came, then they had to take that away and say, you know what, you really need to wear your mask, except for if you're eating or drinking, no matter where you are indoors on the ship. And so they had extended that through February 14th. And yesterday they announced that it is going to be able that starting February 15th, you're going to be able to go in those vaccinated areas and remove your mask. And so I think that's a wonderful step forward. I am really glad that they're able to do that. The next thing I wanted to let you know about is what is going on with the CDC. Like I said, the CDC late yesterday afternoon announced a whole new program for the cruise lines, and they are making it optional for the cruise lines. Cruise lines just need to decide by February 18th if they want to opt into the program or not. And so some of the things that we are accustomed to from the CDC with cruise ships will stay the same. If they're a part of this program, they're still going to have that color-coded chart available for all of the ships for the cruise lines that opt in. They also are having a lot of protocols like requiring port agreements and quarantine places and everything, and actually the cruise lines already have all of that in place. The other thing that they are going to do is classify ships according to 3 different levels. And the first one would be not highly vaccinated, and that is for any cruise ship that has less than 95% of the crew and 95% of the passengers vaccinated. On those ships, they say they are going to require masks and social distancing. The next level is going to be highly vaccinated, and that is for cruise lines that have 95% or more of their passengers and of their crew, both 95% of passengers and 95% of crew fully vaccinated. On those ships, they say that masks are going to be required, but social distancing is not going to be required. It's still going to be recommended though, but not required. And then they have a vaccination standard of excellence level, and that is if they have 95% of the crew and 95% of the passengers are vaccinated and are up to date on their boosters. And so that, like I said, is going to require that everyone eligible on that whole ship is up to date with their booster and have received a booster. And so on those ships, masks and social distancing are not going to be required, but they're still going to be recommended, if you can imagine that. And so that is the main part of what the CDC has got in this program. The other part is the testing that they are going to require. So if you are going to be a cruise line that's going to opt into this program, everyone who boards your ships needs to be tested if they're vaccinated within 2 days of embarkation or at embarkation. And everyone who is not vaccinated is going to need to be tested within 3 days of embarkation, at embarkation, and at debarkation. So if you're not vaccinated, you're going to get 3 tests to sail. And so, needless to say, that CLIA, the Cruise Line International Association, has issued their rebuttal to this. And the basic tenets, they say, is they feel like what the CDC is requiring is not paying attention to what is going on in health protocols right now, as well as what the conditions are aboard the cruise ships. They also pointed out that with the safety and everything as it is on a cruise ship, being there is so much safer and has had so many fewer cases of COVID than any other travel segment of the travel industry, and in most places on land. And so I think we will look forward to hearing from them a little bit more as the days progress. And I just wanted to let you know what's going on with that. I think it's going to be really interesting to see which cruise lines decide to sign up. Clear back when the CDC let that conditional sail order expire on January 15th and announced that they would be doing another program for cruise ships. At that time, Norwegian said that they were going to opt in. And that has not been mentioned in anything that I've seen so far, but I guess they're still opted in. But it will be interesting to see if the other major cruise lines do this as well. And so I hope that all of you kind of, if you want, you can take a minute and do a little more research as I hear more about it, and any specifics that impact certain things, I will sure keep you up to date on it, because it really does have a lot to do with what's going to be required as far as masking goes. And I just mentioned masking, well, and testing, because those are the things that everyone is anxious to see go first. I wouldn't say everyone, sorry. A lot of people are anxious to see those go first. And so I just wanted to let you know where we stand today. And like I said, we're going to look forward to more on that. The next thing that I wanted to let you know about is the really interesting thing that is going on with Crystal Cruises. Now, you might remember Crystal Cruises is the cruise line who said they were running out of money, and the Crystal Symphony and the Crystal Serenity both ended up in Bimini in the Bahamas, letting their passengers off the ship. They had to take a ferry back to Florida, and then just a couple of days ago, those cruise ships were arrested. They were taken into custody of the U.S. Marshal and turned over to the company that was assigned the task of liquidating those. Basically, they manage cruise ships that need to be sold usually. And so those 2 ships they have been turned over to a company called V Ships Leisure, which is managing, it says it's an expert cruise vessel management company, which they have been they're the court appointed liquidators of those ships. We also have the Crystal Endeavor, which is down in South America. It had just finished a cruise to Antarctica. It's on its way to Uruguay, and apparently it is also in possession of the authorities. One thing that I thought was really interesting about this, and stick with me because I have some really ideas on what I would do if I had booked a cruise on that company and I didn't have all my money back. So anyway, what I thought you might like to know though is that there is a website, and it's called Yacht World, and that is where they list a bunch of cruise ships and other large, luxury yachts and things like that for sale. And apparently there is just a brand new listing for a ship that exactly matches the Crystal Symphony. So she might already be for sale. They've got to sell those to pay those past due fuel bills. And I think that's going to be the only way there's going to be any money to pay back all the passengers that paid for these really expensive cruises. And so I just wanted to let you know, it's interesting because if you look at that website, the Carnival Ecstasy is listed, as well as some other cruise ships from cruise lines that you would recognize. So if you want to take a look at Yacht World, there you go. If you, though, have booked one of those cruises, or really any cruise, if this ever happens, I've been thinking about it and looking at things, and you know what I would do? If you paid for that with a credit card, which I bet that's pretty much how people pay for things like that, I would call my credit card company. And you know, a lot of times when you embark on a cruise, the cruise line will put a hold on a certain amount of money until the voyage is complete, or the cruise line will. And so the credit card company lets them hold it. So I would make sure that that was removed so that they couldn't get any money that way. I would see if they could do a chargeback for any of the charges that you had paid for. And I would also see if there is a way that you could file or have any bankruptcy protection with anything that the credit card company offers as well. And so do that if you've got those. And then the other thing that I was also thinking about with that is, like, don't cancel that cruise, because clearly you're not going to go on it, but don't cancel it. Don't let your travel agent cancel it, because that might make it so that it's harder for you to file a claim later if you need to get that money back. I think it would be really nice if they could sell those ships for enough money to pay for the fuel and to pay back the customers, but we don't know what other creditors also have claims against them. So I just wanted to tell you that if you happen to have one of those cruises booked. Another update here that I wanted to let you know about is for the Let's Go family member that wanted to know if there are bath mats in the tubs in the mini suites on Princess cruise ships. We got a resounding yes on that. So apparently you don't need to worry about that. We did have California Linda and a couple of other of our amazing Let's Go family members mention that what they usually do is they'll go like to the dollar store and buy a no-slip mat, bath mat, or like just cheap somewhere like Walmart and take it with them. That way they're sure that it's sparkling clean, and then you can just throw it away when you're done because it's inexpensive. I'm just throwing that out there as if someone would like that tip. But they do supply the non-slip little bath mats on the ship, so don't worry about that one. And you know what? No one has replied about that Antigua question I had. And so if anybody has been to Antigua and has done that beach excursion, if you can let us know that if it goes to Turner's Beach or not, that would be wonderful. We have heard from the Caribbean Princess, and thank you very much to Peggy. She said that the Caribbean Princess has canceled the stop in Nicaragua for March 27th. And so it looks like Nicaragua is thinking they're staying closed again for a while, but it's still looking really hopeful for Cartagena. That hasn't been canceled, and we've got word that the Emerald Princess is hoping to call there on their way back from Los Angeles when they transit the canal again. Another thing I wanted to let you know is from our Let's Go family member, Barbara. She is on the Majestic Princess right now, and she let us know that they went on this fabulous excursion in Puerto Vallarta. It included a speedboat, horseback riding, snorkeling, and a beach stop. And she said that the whales were phenomenal. She said they got so much closer than they did when they were in Cabo, and they were just spectacular. And she posted some really cool pictures of it over on our Let's Go Travel Books group Facebook page. So if you'd like to see those pictures, head on over and take a look, and we'd love to have you join us there as well. It's becoming really a going community there, and so thank you all for your support with that. And if you need anything, it's a good place to post it as well as put it in the comments, and I'll try to find out for you as well. So let's see, let me make sure. I think I have everything here that I wanted to tell you. You know what? Norwegian's cancellation day. So Norwegian, just today, it's breaking news actually, just very recently, that Norwegian is going to be repositioning the Norwegian Sky to another place than they had originally anticipated. And so let me tell you which cruises are canceled. So all of the sailings from December 30th of 2022 clear through February 13th of 2023, from February 20th of 2023 to April 14th of 2023, and it includes that like April 14th sailing, and also the May 29th of 2023 through December 29th of 2023. And so that's just the cruises that are having to be canceled, they are going to just automatically give you a refund back, and it should show up on your credit card within 30 days. If you paid for it with a future cruise credit, you're just going to get future cruise credit back to you, and it'll take 7 days, and then that future cruise credit will just show up in your Latitudes account. And in addition, for everyone's trouble, they are adding a 10%, like 10% of how much the cruise fare was, to everyone who are on those cruises account in the form of a future cruise credit, so that you can use that. And then all of the future cruise credits, that and then all that you got back, just need to be used for sailings that take place by December 31st of 2023. So they're giving you lots of time to use that. And the future cruise credit is going to be available for you to start using on a cruise on February 21st of 2022. So there's lots of days there. Rewind it and listen to it if you need to. But I wanted to let everyone know right away. And I'm sorry if your cruise has been canceled. Hopefully you can pick up a very similar cruise on another ship during the time that you had that scheduled. So if anybody has any other updates for any cruise ships, I know that it's Thursday and people are on their ship having a fun time, and so I just would love to hear from anybody. If you wonder when you get off at the weekend or whenever it is that your cruise ends, we'd love to hear from you and from any cruise line. It doesn't just have to be Princess. If you have any questions, just tuck those in the comments below and we'll get back to you as quick as we can. I really appreciate you all watching. Thanks for being here with me. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.